Start with a number. 100 billion.
That's a big one.
It is. And it sounds like, I don't know, the budget for a movie, but it's actually the approximate number of neurons firing inside your brain right now.
It's a staggering figure. And that whole network is, well, it's the machinery of you. Today, we're going to pop the hood and look at the actual biological wiring.
I love that. So we're talking about how information travels, how you jerk your hand off a hot stove before you even know it's hot.
Exactly. And all the tiny chemical chats happening between your cells.
Okay, so let's start with the hardware. It's not just a bundle of wires, right?
Yeah.
What does a neuron actually look like?
Well, it's surprisingly organic. It kind of looks like a tree. You have these little branches at the top called dendrites that receive the signals coming in.
Like leaves catching rain.
Perfect analogy. Then there's the cell body, which is sort of the command center. And from that shoots out this long trunk, the axon.
And the axon is the delivery route, the main cable.
It's the main cable, yeah. It carries the electrical impulse away from the cell. But you have a problem. If that axon is really long, say from your spine down to your foot, that signal can't just meander along.
It's got to be fast.
It has to sprint. And the body's solution is insulation. Most axons are wrapped in this fatty layer called the myelin sheath.
Like the rubber on a wire.
It is, but it does something even better. It has these little gaps in it, the nodes of Rambier, and it forces the electrical signal, the action potential, to physically jump from gap to gap.
So it's literally skipping down the wire to go faster.
It's saltatory conduction. It massively increases the speed.
Which, as you said, matters when you touch that hot stove. You don't have time to waste.
You really don't. And that brings us to this beautiful biological hack, the reflex arc.
Okay.
This is where we see the different types of neurons work together. So your finger touches the stove. Instantly, a sensory neuron fires off that hot tea signal.
And it raises up my arm. Does it go all the way to the brain to report in?
See, that would be logical, but it's too slow. You'd have a serious burn by then. Instead, that signal hits the spinal cord and passes the baton to a relay neuron, a middleman.
And this relay neuron is inside the central nervous system.
Right, in the spinal cord.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even bother calling up to the brain yet. It just immediately hands the signal off to a motor neuron.
And the motor neuron connects to the muscle.
Correct. The motor neuron basically screams at your bicep to contract, and you pull your hand away. That whole loop sensory to relay to motor is done.
Wow. So I've already moved my hand before my brain even gets the message that there was pain.
Your spine made an executive decision to save your skin without consulting headquarters.
That's incredible.
But we skipped a crucial detail in all of this. Those neurons, they don't actually touch.
Wait, really? There's a gap.
A tiny one, yeah. About 20 nanometers wide. It's called the synapse.
So if it's an electrical signal, how does it cross a gap? Does it arc across like a little lightning bolt?
It doesn't, and this is where the whole system cleverly shifts gears from electrical to chemical.
Chemical. That sounds slower.
It is, a little, but it allows for so much more control. When the electrical impulse hits the end of the first neuron, it triggers these tiny sacs, these vesicles, to release chemicals.
Neurotransmitters.
Exactly. They flood into that gap, just diffuse across, and then bind to receptors on the other side.
Okay, so because the chemicals are only on one side and the receptors are only on the other.
The signal can only go one way. It's a perfect one-way valve. You can squeeze the toothpaste out, but you can't suck it back in.
I get the control part, but why the complexity? Why not just keep everything electrical?
Because you need nuance. An electrical signal is just on or off, it's all go. But your brain needs to be able to say est high too.
So it's a gas pedal and a brake.
That's a great way to think about it. Some neurotransmitters, like noradrenaline, are excitatory. They're the gas pedal. They create a potential that says, yes, fire.
And the brake?
That would be an inhibitory one, like GABA. It tells the next neuron, no, do not fire. It hits the brakes.
And the neuron is just listening to all these yes and no votes coming in at once.
Thousands of them from all its connections. And it does the math in a split second. Only if the yes votes win by enough does it actually fire its own signal.
So every single thought, every movement is the result of billions of these tiny chemical elections happening in milliseconds.
That's what's happening, a constant balance of gas and brakes.
Okay, so to recap this, we have the insulated axon, the myelinated axon, making the signal jump to go faster.
Then you have the reflex arc, which bypasses the brain completely just for raw survival speed.
And finally, you get to the synapse, where it all becomes a chemical vote on whether the message should even continue. It's an amazing system.
It truly is. And if you think back to that reflex arc, the idea that your body acts before your mind is even aware, it leaves you with a pretty deep question.
Right.
If our most basic primal reactions happen on autopilot, how many of our daily decisions are really just biological dominoes that have already fallen before we even realize we're making a choice?
I am definitely going to be chewing on that one. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Catch you next time.